Welcome to an overview of Bowen Engineering's success in the planning and execution of setting embeds at the TVA Advatech FGD project at Kingston. Kingston marks the third TVA Advatech project for which Bowen built absorber foundations, with Paradise and Bull Run preceding the Kingston project. The installation of embeds was performed by a subcontractor at Bull Run. However, Bowen Engineering self-performed the installation of embeds at Kingston. Along with the embeds, Bowen had 14 sets of anchor bolts to install. Layout was performed for each stand, and the verticals were welded prior to placement of the bottom mat of rebar. Once the bottom mat was installed, all anchor bolts were set and welded. Due to the significant number of stands required to carry the embedded plates, Bowen contracted with a local fabricator to supply the stands. The stands shown here were prefabricated for the large perimeter embed plates. After column lines were marked on the mud mat, each stand was carefully measured to avoid joints and Nelson studs. The interior embed plates were fabricated with an angle attached to the bottom of the plate. Because of this, the layout for the stands needed to be exact to avoid contact with the angles and Nelson studs. 150 stands were installed for the interior alloy embed plates. Cross bracing was installed between the interior stands to avoid movement of the set plates. Number 4 rebar was used. After the top mat was set, Bowen began welding the top horizontal on the stands that would carry the embed plates. A step-level planning sheet was developed for the setting of embeds. Each task was broken down into 1-minute intervals. Bowen's goal was to set all embeds for one absorber in 1 day. After all stands were anchored and set to the correct elevation, Bowen began setting the larger perimeter plates. As shown on the step-level planning sheet, 2 Bowen team members rigged the plates and 2 team members set the plates. Instead of employing a full-time surveyor, Bowen opted to use the anchor bolts, which were shot in by a licensed surveyor, to lay out and set the perimeter plates. This made the setting process more efficient. After the plates were set, Bowen checked the elevations and welded the plates to the stands. Finally, the interior embeds were set. To keep the embeds from snaking, Bowen cut a 2x4 to the correct length and pulled it along between the perimeter plate and the interior plate. As the last few embeds were set, Bowen began making the 86 welds required to connect the plates. All embeds were set and welded as scheduled, and the pour date was made without delay. Bowen's budget for this operation was $207,739. The project leadership team enlisted the involvement of the lead estimator, foreman, and crew to develop a detailed operation plan prior to beginning the work. As a result, the work was successfully completed for $119,760, resulting in over $87,000 of savings, a 42% savings on the activity's budget. Bowen's bid profit for the entire project was $200,000. The planning and execution efforts on this one activity resulted in a 44% increase over the original bid profit. The project team estimates that they spent 112 hours preparing the detailed operation plan for this work. This equates to a cost of $5,600. With the resulting $87,979 in operation savings, this equates to a staggering 1,571% return on investment. This same operation was performed at 2 previous project sites by a subcontractor. On the Paradise project, the work was completed in 6 weeks. At the Bull Run project, the work was completed in 5 weeks. At the Kingston project, with the aid of a detailed operation plan, the work was completed in 2 weeks.